Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's my honor as usual to be greeting you, and I always bring this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look no other place but you look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. That's the reason why I want to speak to you today concerning how Abdullah, Neville Goddard mentor, how he taught Neville Goddard how to attract money. And also Abdullah would have taught Joseph Murphy also about how to attract money. And that is why Joseph Murphy would have done a book called How to Attract Money. But I just want to simplify it to you from a scriptural standpoint and also from a scientific standpoint, because many people who reiterate the teachings of Neville that he would have gotten through Abdullah, many of them tend to go away from using the scriptures. So many a time they say they don't want to sound religious, but in my humble opinion, I believe that many of them say that because they want to commercialize the message of self-realization. But you can attract whatever you so desire in this world without using the message in a commercialized way. Okay? Now, as long as you understand that everything is energy, vibration, and frequency, you realize that money is energy. And as the scripture says in St. John 1 and 3, that all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. And we come to realize that that him is not a man 2,000 years ago, as was taught to us by the clergy, but that him is a personification of the human imagination. So you realize that everything in this world, it was first imagined, it was first a thought, it was first an idea. So when you realize that money was first a thought and it was first an idea, you realize that the thought of money first came from having a desire. Okay? Therefore, it teaches you right there that you must start with having a desire for money. So in order for you to attract money, you have to have a desire for money. Also, you have to have definiteness of purpose. You have to know exactly how much money you worth, or how much money you want to attract to you. And with that definiteness of desire, you would write down and affirm the amount of money that you would like to attract to you. And by you using repetition and understanding how emotion and thought works, you bring your thoughts with your emotion and use repetition and affirm that which you desire. And also, night after night, you go to bed and fall asleep imagining that which you so desire. In this case, it would be the amount of money that you want to attract in your life. So it can be over a period of 5 years, it could be over the period of 10 years. You have to be definite about what you want, as I would have said before. And as you go to bed and you get into that drowsy, sleepy state, your body is changing brain wave. And as your body changes from one brain wave to another brain wave, in the scientific term, it is so too you're changing dimension. So you're moving out of the 3 dimension or third dimension, because we're trapped in 3 dimension, time, space, matter, and so on. Okay, you're moving into the 4th dimension, into the dimension of spirit. You're coming out of the world of the five senses and moving into the world of the sixth sense. And whatever you impress upon your subconscious mind will receive it as feeling. So feeling would vibrate upon the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind would receive that vibration and vibrate back that to you. Now your brain is a receiver and a transmitter of frequency. So it will vibrate that frequency outwardly. And remember that your words are your thoughts, because remember, a word is a thought expressed. Your words would never return unto you void, but it must accomplish what you send it to and prosper anything where to you send it. And Habakkuk chapter 2 tells you that it's a law. As long as you write it down and you have that vision, you go into visualization and see it through the eye of God, which is through the eye of imagination, through your mind's eye. It tells you, though it is for an appointed time, that you must wait for it because it is sure. So you're walking with a law. For when you look around in nature, you see the law of reproduction is that every seed and every species will all reproduce after its own kind. So whatever you sow, that is what you will also reap. So if you think about money, you think about riches, you think of abundance, you do it repetitively and consciously, it would give you the result. So it must be done with the right understanding that consciousness is the only reality, and that imagination do create reality, because imagination is that consciousness of which I speak, which is God in man. And there is no other God. There is no God outside of yourself. So the Creator is in you. Therefore, you must use the creative power of imagination to create your reality consciously. And that is how you go about to attract money. Your thoughts, they are money, frequency, or energy, because it is the purchasing power. And you have to use that purchasing power to achieve your every desire. That is why it's very important to say that I am money, because you are a mass of energy. Therefore, you are one with money. Okay? So once you have that kind of understanding and you go about attracting that which you so desire in terms of money, once you remember those principles and you understand that everything is governed by law, and the universe is governed by laws, and all of humanity is governed by laws also, and you work in alignment, in accordance with the laws. Once you do that, everything will work out for you. For when we look around, we see the sun always rises on time, and it always sets on time also, because it's always in purpose, it's always in alignment. And so too, we have to align ourselves, align our purpose, and we will reap the harvest. So my brother, my sister, that's a simple way that I'm showing you that you can do or use to attract money. Also, you can take the physical money and you can look at it, you can smell it, you can feel it, and you can decide how much you would like to count in your imagination after you would have studied it. And you have a vivid picture of the inscription that is on that money, and you can do it with $100 currency in whatever currency that you're using. Okay, and you count how much you desire in your imagination. You can do it over and over, and you can do it night after night as you fall asleep. Okay, you can even do it in the day also, but you keep doing it and you will attract it to you. Now the money is not just gonna fall in your lap like that. It's going to come to you many times through ideas, sometimes through favors. There's no particular way that you can decide or know that it's going to come to you. That's why you do not have to worry about how it's going to come or when it's going to come or whatever. All you have to do is just order, make your order and wait. So Abdullah actually taught Neville Goddard this when Neville had that burning desire to travel to Barbados, and he had no money, he had no work, and it was the time of the Great Depression in 1933, and Abdullah told him, you have already gone to Barbados. He didn't tell him how the money gonna come or when the money gonna come, but the money did arrive on time, and Neville got his ticket and made the trip to Barbados. This is when Neville learned that he can actually attract anything that he desires in this world, because the eternal body of man is the imagination, and that is God himself. And he realized that God is the creator. Therefore, if the creator is in you, you should be able to create your reality consciously. And we all use money in this world. Therefore, nothing is wrong with you having desire for more money so you can live comfortably. So the choice is yours, my brothers and my sisters. You can choose to attract money, or you can choose to drive money away from you by the concept you hold about money. But I'm bringing this message to teach you that you have to have the right concept of money if you want to attract money in your life. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say, if what I'm saying to you that it's really making sense to you and it's helping you in any way, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. But just before I leave you, I just want to remind you that this message I bring to you, it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if I be single, your whole body will be full of light. And it is because my whole body has been filled with light when the single eye opened in me, that is enabling me to bring this message of self-realization to you, saying to you that when you have the experience, that you would feel that great and mighty shaking, and you would hear that unearthly wind, and you would ascend like a fiery being and both your crown chakra. Yes, you will come out of your skull and become invisible, and then you would tell your story to the rest of humanity. That's the reason why I always say to you, do not let anyone bring fear upon you to believe that the single eye above the pyramid and the US dollar, that it's an evil symbol. No, it's the symbol of the all-seeing eye of God in you, who is your imagination. For you, and you have that experience of that awakened imagination, you will come to realize that the eye represents the eye of the mystics, the eye of the prophets, the seers, those who will vibrate beyond from humanity, those who will vibrate beyond humanity into their divinity, and come to realize that the Bible is a spiritual autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically. That's the reason why I always put my hand right above my crown chakra and say to you that when you have the experience, that you realize also that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun, as in the S-U-N, parallels the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun there is no life and there is no light, and without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made. And you're told in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And truly the sun has never withhold any good thing from humanity, for the sun is what powers all of humanity and give humanity all of its energy. Then in Malachi chapter 1 verses 2, you're told that the sun, as in the S-U-N of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And truly the sun has risen in me, and I'm bringing healing to all of humanity by encouraging each and everyone to use your mind power, which is your God power, your solar power, your sun power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power to achieve your every desire. For that was the message that Neville Goddard received from Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, that enabled each and everyone to attract any amount of money that they so desire in their life. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.